On today's hot sheet, I'm discussing the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller home price indices, the FHFA home price index, and existing home sale. Ton of housing data out. Today's Tuesday, June 24, 2025. I am Byron Lazine, and the hot sheet starts now. Live from Connecticut here on Hot Sheet. Running late today. We were jumping out of the role play for BAMX members, school.com/BAMX. We work every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern before the Hot Sheet. We're working through live objections, scenarios, buyers waiting longer, sellers not wanting to, in a buyer market, not wanting to take the offer in front of them, working through all those objections. BAMX members, that's every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Of course, school.com/BAMX. You want to get access to that as well as all of our hot sheet drops daily and our content drops. It's all happening inside of school for BAMX members. One thing I know coming out of that, we got a lot of housing data to dig through. We're going to get to it in a second. But one thing I know right now, the summertime, it creates so much opportunity in our business. While consumers are like, hey, I'm gonna, wait longer. Consumers are making slower decisions, vacations, graduations, all that gets in the way. People slow down in the summer. I see it across the board on agents too. Okay. Like, let's be real. I see agents having less conversations, less home tours. What an opportunity that presents over the summer to increase your conversation, to increase your connections. Because while other agents aren't doing it, you can fill the void. I mean, it is a powerful time right now. All of a sudden in September, if rates go down listen, Danielle Hale from Realtor.com still believes rates are going to end the year at 6%. I think we almost had like the Middle East solved last night. Now this morning, it looks like it's not. Like you get past some of these things. The market likes what's going on right now. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. The market is just not that concerned. I mean, look at the Dow. Okay. The Dow's up 340 points, just opened. S&P's up, NASDAQ's up. Like investors, it feels like investors are like, man, a couple things fall, our way global, Middle East gets solved, maybe the trade war. Like it feels like investors think, hey, maybe we're just a couple months, a summertime away from an economy ripping. Because I was coming in yesterday, said this on yesterday's hot sheet. I'm coming in thinking, oh boy, this weekend, what it is like the markets aren't going to like this. And the markets were stable. The markets feel like there's going to be solutions. I know obviously last night was an indicator that, maybe there is going to be a solution. This morning, it seems a little up in the air, but the market being up and market up, this is a full percent on the Dow. The market being up, investors say, hey, there's going to be solutions and maybe there's a future where the economy can get going. It's a little bit surprising to me because we've had a lot of wait and see out of the Fed and all of that. But listen, what if after the summer the economy gets going and, agents just kind of take the summer, less conversations? Well, the agents that fill that void, their business will take off. All right. S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller index records 2.7% annual gain in April. These annual gains, according to Case-Shiller, the gold standard, continue to happen. This is going, rear view mirror data in April, although it is a slight decrease from what that annual gain was in March. So we're continuously seeing a lower appreciation level, albeit home values are still moving up. Now, this is back in April. This number and some of the recent reporting of the real-time data is down below 2. It's actually down. I saw a report the other day at 1.7%. anything under 2%, you could consider like, based on inflation, it would be kind of like home prices going down. There are spots in the country where home prices are going down. The 20 city composite did post a year over year 3.4, an increase of 3.4%. Now that is moving down from 4.1 the previous month. So you see a deceleration on appreciation. The 10 city was up to 4.1. That's a deceleration of 4.8 the previous month, that month being March. New York, boy, it's hot in New York this week, and it continues to remain hot in terms of annual price gain, 7.9% in April. That's followed by Chicago and Detroit with 6 and 5.5%. Tampa continues to be, one of those cities in the negatives. Tampa coming in at 2.2% down for Tampa. Now, consistently here over recent months, Tampa moving down. All right, so Tampa 2.2% down. And then you've got Dallas joining them in the negatives, negative 0.21% on the 1 year change on home price appreciation. At all the other metropolitan areas in the 20 city composite are up year over year. Again, New York, the big gainer there. You got a strong near 4% from Boston. You've got over 5% from Cleveland and 3% in Seattle. Washington's at 4.29%. Miami's down to 1.38%. So that number continues to trend down, as does Denver's at 0.68%. So there's some of the highlights there from Case-Shiller. This number is expected as Case-Shiller, continues, when they come out with May, this number is expected to continue to decelerate down while still showing in the positives. All right. Here's the monthly house index from FHFA. Okay. This is going back from 91 to present. Okay. Look at that. A little bit of a month over month decline from FHFA. This chart, though, tells me the story that buyers need to be told. Like, hey, everybody who was waiting for a deal right here, listening to the Nick Jarellis on YouTube from ReVenture, YouTube and X, listen to all those X doom and gloomers, Darth Vader. Everybody was listening to those guys right here. Wait, the housing market's going to crash. Look at the appreciation those home buyers waited for and missed out on. Okay, if you're waiting here for a better deal, what's it going to look like in 10 years? What's it going to look like in 20 years? This chart tells you the story. It's going to look like you've missed out on a lot of home appreciation. Real estate just continues to go up and to the right. The homeowner 10 years, 10, 12 years. Home prices, according to FHFA, fell 0.4% in April. So similar to Case-Shiller, month over month decline, March to April. 3% when you go year over year, according to FHFA. This is coming straight from FHFA's reporting in Washington, D.C. Of course, the head of FHFA is calling for a Jerome Powell resignation, along with continuing to update us here on all of this data. The previously reported 0.1 price decline in March was also revised to being flat at 0.0%. Okay, so month over month declines continue to be expected, mostly being driven out of some of the West and Sunbelt states. The U.S. price change year over year from 3%. The previous year was 6.6%. Pacific price change here year over year is at 0.5% versus 6.1% the year prior. All numbers in every region lower than the year prior. Mountain at 1.4% price increase year over year. West North Central 3.3%. West South Central down to 0.7%. East North Central 5.7%. East South Central 4.4%. New England 5.5%. Middle Atlantic 7.4%. The eastern, kind of like eastern seaboard outside of the South, still doing good. South Atlantic 1.6% versus 6.9%. on the year before. Those lower inventory regions are the regions where you're still seeing large price increases across the board right now. Okay, all this data is going to be available for you, for BAMX members, inside of BAMX. So if you want to get access to any of this to use in your communications, like buyers, what are you waiting for? Just jump into today's hot sheet classroom, and everything here that we have gone over is available for you, including what's up next, which is NAR's existing home sales. This is for May 2025. NAR's existing home sales come in at 4.03 million. If we get to 6% interest rates, this number is projected to go to 5.5 million. That's a 30% increase in sales, or near 30%. What type of increase in activity would you need to get 30% increase in actual sales? I'd argue it's going to be more. Of course, 4.03 million seasonally adjusted annual rate is where we're at. We're in we are in a suppression of sales and opportunities in the real estate industry, and we've been there for 3 years. Jerome Powell can unlock a lot of local parts of the economy by starting to get serious about rate cuts that meet where we're at on inflation. The only rate cuts came around election time. Hey, wink, wink. We don't play politics at the Fed. Only during election time, though, are we going to cut rates. A rate cut would help this number move up. Think about what this number does to local economies. You get an increase in sales. You have more, mortgages, more mortgage companies putting in work, appraisal companies, title companies, movers, handymen. You've got cleaning companies, landscaping companies, obviously agents. I mean, local businesses, local hardware shops, just the local economy bump. When you get a 30% increase in sales, it's substantial across the board for small business. One of the reasons why Pulte at FHFA and the Trump administration says we need lower rates. It's one of those top of the agenda items for the administration right now. Month over month, existing home sales did move up 0.8%, year over year down 0.7%. We have more contracts right now than we did at this point last year on pending home sales, but they're taking longer to close. When there's uncertainty in the market, timelines get stretched out, cancellations go up. We're seeing that reflective here in the existing home sales, year over year down 0.7%. Median sale price is up 1.3%, 422,800 on existing single family. And look at inventory, 4.6 is the highest we've seen. May of last year was 3.8. Inventory is moving up, not down. This trend is likely to continue through the summer. 4.6 months of inventory means there are a lot of the country that are in a true buyer's market. For agents who, haven't been in the business the last 8 years, you may not even recognize a buyer's market, but you may be in one right now. Different skill set, different conversation. There's a lot of different strategies when you're in a buyer's market from the agent perspective and from obviously the consumer perspective as well. As we look at total existing home sales, I'll pull it up here in a second. As we look at total, what's going on? There you go, Haley. As we look at total existing home sales, 4.03 million that we're at right now. I mean, going back to the last 4 years, this is as low as it gets. We're continuing to scrape the bottom on total existing home sales. We only come out of this right now with an interest rate that moves lower. Okay, things open up the closer we get to 6%. Albeit, hey, median price of existing home sales basically at peak level. Redfin yesterday reported that they were calling for record price. NAR's data has us just right below. Existing sales median price 1.3%. factor inflation in, that's a negative number. Okay. So for sellers right now, hey, do you want to wait for this number to get to zero in your market where you're net negative when you factor inflation? Or do you want to take advantage now of where you're at? Okay. What would, what would the impact be on your sale if prices went down 5%? Just good conversations to have. Total existing home sales down 0.7%. Year over year change as of May. Here's what Realtor Confidence Index survey is right now. Here's just what they're talking about on 5 different variables. First-time home buyers down a point from 31 to 30. Sales to investors up a point in May from 17 to 17 versus 16 the year prior. Cash sales 27, so down a point. Distressed sales up a point, 3 versus 2. And then days on market up 3 days, 27 versus 24. Home sales by region, South dominating total sales at 46%. And then you got the Midwest at 25, West at 17, Northeast at 12. By price range, the majority of sales are still happening under 500,000. Okay. This is a really telling, block chart. Majority of sales are happening under 500,000, meaning the majority of demand is in this range, 250 to 500, 100 to 250, and 0 to 100. Okay. That's just where the majority of buyers are at. We're not 7 million homes short to meet demand. We're not. We're 7 million affordable homes short to meet where demand currently is at. Okay. Change in price sales. And that picture will be even clearer when we get closer to 6% on the interest rates. It's something for buyers right now, dragging your feet. You may not have another summer like this over the next 3-4 summers. What if this is the only summer you can drag your feet? Would you move quicker? What if next summer's at 6% and you got a 30% increase on buyers competing with you? Would you think about this summer differently? I think this is a summer of opportunity for buyers, and too many of them are thinking it's going to get better. What if it doesn't get better? Change in sales by price range. You've got while the majority are happening under 500,000, all those numbers are down because of lack of inventory there. The only price range that's up, and it's only up 1%, is 750,000 to $1 million. You just don't have an increase in sales overall. That's what we're seeing here, according to NAR's data. If we break this down regionally here, the Northeast, you're seeing a huge uptick in 750,000 and up on homes in that region. Inventory scarce, pushing prices up. Okay, 750 in Mass in New York doesn't get you much. So you're seeing an increase there. Midwest, million plus, up 12.6%. Sales distribution, though, when you look at the distribution, while the Northeast is up 18 and 14% in those price categories, the majority of the homes are happening under 500,000. 36% in the 250 to 500,000, 15% in 100 to 250, and 3.4 under 100. So 50% of the homes, over 50%, still happening in the Northeast, where there's not a lot of the homes under 500,000. That's where the demand is. Look at the Midwest. 5.7% in 0 to 100K, 30.4% in 100 to 250, 45.9% in 250 to 500. Okay, if I'm selling a house in the Midwest, do I want to list at 525, where 12.6% of the sales happen between 500 and 750, or do I want to list at 499, where 45.9% of the sales happen? That's where the demand is. South, that number is 51.9% between 250 and 500. The West is the only region where you don't have 50% of the sales under 500,000. 50% of the sales happen in the West over 500,000. All right, there's just a couple of the highlights there by region. existing home sales continue to scrape on the bottom. And listen, this market's been hard for agents for the last 3 years. It's why I wouldn't sleep on this summer. It's like it's kind of still like coming out of a hibernation mode. You want to have enough food to get through. That food comes in the form of increasing connections, building out more strategies and frameworks for clients while other agents are sleeping on it this summer. I see a lot of sleeping coming over the summer. Numbers go down in everything. Listen to any media out. Hey, the lull of the summer, everybody's on holiday, whatever the case may be, creates an opportunity for you and your business. That's all I'm saying. Because these numbers, they're not going to stay at the bottom 4 million forever. The more you can collect here over this summer, it may just break in the fall. It's not a prediction. It's just like, hey, what the heck? The market's up. You got all this uncertainty. Jerome Powell's favorite word. You got all this uncertainty happening, and markets are up. I don't know. I just find that interesting. 4.355 on the 10-year. And that's kind of the lowest level we've been at in the last 5 days. Definitely near low levels for the last 30 days. That's good news. I got no problem with where the 30-year is, with all things considered. Moved down from the end of last week, 6.86 to 6.84. I want 6. Yeah, I want 5.99. But comfortably below 7% for a sustained period of time. That's where we've been at. I'll take it. And then according to CME Group, the odds continue to get better. We're 36 days away, but or the odds, I guess, are similar to yesterday. They got better a little bit at the end of the day yesterday, but 83% chance, no change, but a 16.5% chance that there will be a cut. That number got as high as over 20% yesterday at one point. So we'll see. A long ways away, a lot of data to go through. All right. What do we got coming up, Haley?
BAM Barbecue.
We got BAM Barbecue, virtual event, one of our mega virtual events. Nobody does virtual events like BAM. The entertainment factor. The next one, the third of the year, is going to be July 16th, 12 Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. We've got 3 major CEOs bringing the heat. Okay. Ryan Serhant from Serhant Technologies. He's going to be joining the event as a speaker. Leo Pereira, EXP CEO, and Scott Harris, Experience.com CEO. So 3 major league CEOs. Scott Harris talking about AI changing what real estate agents can do to win online. Experience.com handles agent, Google, all of your landing pages on online. That's what Experience.com does. He's got a take on how AI can help you win in that environment. Ryan Serhant, we know him, friend of BAM. He's joining us, branding and selling in a tech-enabled real estate business. See a theme here? Hey, plugging AI into your business, plugging tech enablement into your business from a branding and selling perspective. And then Leo Pereira on where the industry is going. EXP is handling a substantial amount of transactions, meaningful market share. No better part of the conversation than Leo to say, where are things going the rest of the year? Myself and Eric, the broke agent, will be moderating that conversation. Totally free. Sign up before it gets filled up. BAMBBQ.live. If you're going to be in Scottsdale or in the on the West Coast in September 24th, our only in-person events, BAM Camp, September 24th, Scottsdale, Arizona, BAMCamp.live, to get your tickets there. If you want to get any of the drops that we do daily from the hot sheet inside of school, just go to BAM. Just go to school.com, SKOOL.com/BAMX. Also tomorrow, free webinar, open house webinar. You want to elevate your game on open houses. We'll drop the link down there for the webinar. That's going to be tomorrow afternoon. And I'll be on that webinar with Reminder Media. So that's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern. Grab the Zoom link down below if you want to join us for the open house. A lot going on. BAM's not slowing down for the summer. You shouldn't either. Be aggressive in your business in the summer. Come the fall. Hey, if rates move down closer to 6, there will be a mini spring in the fall. Prepare for it now. Those that prepare in the summer are going to be ready to take off in the fall. That's what I've got here for you today on the hot sheet. We'll see you next time. Until then, toodaloo.